What's up, guys? How's it going, everybody? My name is What's Going On, ladies and gents. With the release of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, literally taking place today, it is definitely quite surprising that we, of course, have got some very cool news for that game, including some reveals for characters and some free updates. Yes, you heard me correctly. Everyone's favorite price. Free. So that is exactly what we will be discussing here today. We're also going to talk about a couple of other playable characters confirmed and some details for the Marvel Knight DLC. So stay around for all of that. Don't forget to, of course, go on ahead and hit that like button on this video if you guys are enjoying it. And in addition to that, of course, thank you guys simply for tuning on in to a brand new Blitz News update. So without further ado, let us kick things off with the quickest and the most applicable confirmation. And what I mean by that is that this is a character that will indeed be playable in game that was not confirmed as playable before, and that would be the God of Mischief himself, Loki, who looks absolutely terrific. The actual promo picture that they released looks fantastic. I really like the overall outfit that they chose for him, and he does have his, of course, very infamous scepter looking like an absolute southpaw. So it's very cool that we will be able to team up the God of Thunder with the God of Mischief inside of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing if they have some sort of interactive lines between one another, and if they maybe even have some cool like team up move between the two step brothers. So from there we move on to the free update, which was very, very cool to see. So for the free update that will be coming along on August 30th of 2019, which again is also quite exciting because that is right around the corner, we will indeed see Colossus and Cyclops added into the game for free, which is very, very cool to hear. So not only are we going to be getting some paid DLC, which of course was announced a little while back with the entire battle pass, or the season pass, I should say, of the DLC that they announced, one of which we're going to talk about in just one moment, but two characters that will be available for free to add onto your team as you play Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Nintendo Switch just a month after release, a little over a month, I guess, just to be exact. And we get two very cool characters, Colossus and Cyclops. We also do get a little bit of descriptor and a little bit of description for each one of the characters. Colossus reads Skein of Steel and Heart of Gold, which is definitely kind of applicable to his character. And again, it'll be cool to get another bruiser and a bit of a more bulky character into the game. And then for Cyclops, we get the Mutant Leader Strong Point of View, which is about as generic as you could go with Cyclops. To be fair, though, a lot of people, including myself, don't particularly find Cyclops all that interesting as a character for the most part. So I guess that would be pretty applicable to him for sure. So with that wrapped up, now let's get into what I think is the most exciting news. Don't get me wrong, I think the free DLC is fantastic, but we got the confirmation of the entire character pack for the Marvel Knights, and this looks very, very promising. So this particular pack is going to consist of 4 characters, and 2 of whom are very obvious, and then I think 2 are kind of sort of nice surprises. They were rumored to be in there, but I'm really glad that they are. First and foremost, we get Blade, which is fantastic. I'm super duper stoked that he's actually included in the game. It'll be really cool to see if the Marvel Knights as a group might have some sort of a team up move. You know, if you pair up all 4 of them, maybe there's some type of a unique maneuver or dialogue line or cutscene that gets activated. So I think that that will be fantastic. But outside of Blade, we also do have Punisher, which I think is very cool to see him included. Another kind of an obvious choice. In fact, when he wasn't part of the initial roster, I was a little bit taken aback by that. I was somewhat surprised considering how popular Punisher is. And then in addition to that, how popular the Netflix TV show for the Punisher was. But regardless, I guess he is just simply been held off as a DLC character, and he will be available as part of this pack. And then to the surprises we go. One of the surprises, less surprising, which is Moon Knight. I think that was one of the characters that was kind of rumored to be in there, but I think a lot of us were thinking like, yeah, but at the same time, they haven't really been doing much with the character, and I don't think that Marvel really looks at that character as this like really big character that they get behind and push and merchandise and so on and so forth. So I'm really glad that he is included in this pack. I really love the costume choice. I think he looks really, really cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of gameplay he will come along with. And then, in my opinion, the biggest surprise of this particular pack is Morbius. I mean, I just did not expect for them to go with Morbius. I know that Morbius has been one of those weird kind of anti-hero characters, especially as of late. I've always looked at Morbius almost exclusively as a villain based on the Spider-Man 90s animated show. So it is interesting to see him playable in the game. But in addition to that, the fact that at this point in time, at least, he's kind of the only Spidey villain that we get to play as. In fact, if we really look at the earlier announcement, we had Loki revealed. It's kind of interesting that we have a couple of characters in here where I think you could probably make the case with Deadpool as well, where they are kind of anti-heroes. Like, they're not necessarily heroic characters. They're the type of characters that are heroic maybe right now or have been heroic for the most recent period, but originated to a very large extent as massive villains. So it is interesting that the game of Marvel Ultimate Alliance will allow us to play as characters who are not just heroes, which I think is actually kind of cool, and also makes me excited about the possibilities of the other DLC packs, because if Morbius is included in here, could we get some more villains as playable characters as well? So regardless, let me know what you guys think of this particular announcement, a batch of announcements that we got from the SDCC panel for the Marvel games, where they discussed, I believe they discussed this, the Avengers game, and then the Iron Man VR game. I'm obviously not going to do an update for the Iron Man VR game, and for the Avengers game, I wish if there was some more images or things like that to cover, we would discuss it, but at this point in time, I don't think that it warrants that right now. So with that in mind, thanks all for watching, guys. Of course, like I mentioned at the very top of the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I do indeed hope to see you guys here on the next one. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I'll see you later, alligators. Bye-bye, everyone.